Hi, and welcome to Tuesday Talk. I'm super excited about tonight's video because I'm getting to play with all of these yummy gilding waxes, and I have painted some boards in different colors. This is Apricot, and we did one in Fluff and Caviar, and we did one in Sea Glass. So we're going to try it on all of them, and that way you can see the different colors. The first one we're going to try is the Chameleon waxes, and as you probably know, a chameleon changes colors based on its surroundings. So that is what's cool about the Chameleon waxes. They come in Cactus, Apricot, or Apricot, however you decide to say it, and Lilac. So if you're watching live tonight or whether you watch on a replay, I would love it if you would comment and tell me which ones you like and all that good stuff. So if you do that, I certainly appreciate it. And again, we always have to put the screen down because I have less than 1,000 subscribers. And so I appreciate you sharing so that we can grow the channel so that I can go live from different devices very soon. I also just got a GoPro, so I'm ready to go with the GoPro. And before I forget, also, I want to remind you that we're starting something new. So, you know, they say you learn something new every day. So we're going to have a show now on this channel that's called You Learn Something New every day at 7 o'clock. So I am excited about that. So, all right, let's get started with this. So I'm going to put my screen down. And if you do comment, just, I'll catch up with them as I'm able to. So, okay, we're going to start with Cactus. So I think the first thing I want to do is I'm going to start in the middle. These moldings have a lot of detail on them, and again, this one's sea glass, so it's really it's a green color, and this is green. These waxes smell amazing. I wish you could smell them. Okay, so it has kind of a yellowy color on there. So I'm just going to paint it on, get the details, and just treat it like any other wax. And I'm going to wipe it back a little bit. Some paper towels here. Okay, so when you wipe it back, then it gets in all those yummy details. Okay, so that's what that one looks like, and I hope you're getting a good look at them. So now I'm going to do a little on the fluff, and I'm going to do a little on the caviar. So fluff is not exactly our whitest white, but it's next to the whitest white, so it's pretty white. Think of marshmallows. Okay, and again, we'll wipe this back a little bit. Okay, I don't know whether you can see that or not. It's kind of iridescent. In my light right now, I don't see it until I turn it, and then it's shimmery. So that's really weird. It's almost like disappearing on there. And again, this one's called Cactus. Now we're going to try it. Wow, I didn't expect this. Did not expect this on this black color. But you can really see that. And let's see what it looks like when we wipe it back. Okay, again, it's kind of sticking in the detail parts, which is cool. I really am surprised. That's a really unusual effect. If you were doing something like with butterflies and insects, I think this would be really, really cool. I like that a lot. Wasn't expecting that. That's my first surprise of the evening. Okay, now we're going to take Cactus once again, and we're going to use it on Apricot. Apricot. It's like you say potato, I say potato. Okay, and I really do like working it in those detail areas. Now you could use gilding wax with your fingers if you like, but I figure because of using all the different ones tonight, I shouldn't probably do that. Okay, so again, this is kind of shimmery on there. Maybe you can see that or not. Okay. All right, the camera up here for a second. And again, I wish you could smell this. This stuff smells incredible. I don't know whether it's good to smell it or not. It doesn't smell chemically. It smells kind of perfumey. So, okay, so the next one we're going to is apricot. Apricot. I can't quit saying that every time. Okay. So it's so funny because like I'm opening the other one back up again if I can. I had a spoon in here that I opened these with. I must have taken it out. I just wanted to compare the difference in how they look. Actually, this is the cactus and this is the apricot. They don't look a whole lot different. It's really weird. Okay, and of course you want to keep those lids on nice and tight. All right, so the first one we're doing is on our sea glass. So let me put this down again. And we're going to go right beside where we were before with the cactus. This wax kind of has like a flakiness to it, but then that gets spread out. So again, I want to get it in the details. Okay, and I'll rub this one in. Okay, I like that. Again, I think that's pretty cool on there. It's the contrast that's amazing. Okay, so this, again, it's hard to see on the fluff where the cactus was, but I'm going to go right beside it here. And I don't know whether it's my lighting in here, but I'm not seeing it very much. And now I do see it, but it just doesn't show up to me on the light colors as much as it does on the dark. It's pretty though. Okay, now let's see what happens again on the caviar. Once again, this is giving us the bang for our buck. I love this. That's pretty cool looking. It's not my favorite though. So far my favorite is the cactus on the caviar. Okay, so we have one more to try. And again, I can barely see what I did before, but it's there. So this is apricot on apricot. Okay, this is pretty. Again, this is kind of flaky. That really created a really pretty shimmer on there. It's hard to see, at least it is for me in my light. So these ones aren't showing up real good on there, but they're very iridescent. So when I move it, that's when it catches the light. Again, so far, my favorite is the, I always want to say celery, but cactus on the black, on the caviar. I kind of like the cactus on the sea glass as well. And I sort of like the apricot on the sea glass. So it does have sort of a waxy feel. My least favorites so far are the chameleon waxes on the fluff. Okay, so now we're gonna try lilac. So I think this is gonna be pretty. And I'm getting a fresh brush every time. Okay, let's go here on the other side of the cactus on our sea glass. Okay, maybe you can see this. Just want to make sure you can see. Like I said, feel free to comment which ones you like best, because this is fun. Okay. Okay, so there's what lilac looks like on the sea glass. And I can see, so now I have these beside each other, but I can see the benefit of kind of mixing them, blending them together a little bit on a piece, on the details. I think that would be cool, just to kind of have them blend into one another. I think that would look awesome. Okay, so here's where we last left off with the apricot. And now I am going to come over here with the lilac. Again, can barely see it on the fluff, which I find really unusual. I would think that would show up most of all. And we'll wipe that one back a little bit. It just leaves a little iridescence. So it's right here. Let me move over right here. So again, we have cactus, apricot, and lilac. Pretty colors, but I think you would see this a lot in the daytime. So let's see what lilac looks like on caviar. Oh, wow. Wow. You sure can see lilac in there. It's like purple on here. I don't know whether it's showing up as good to you as it is for me, but boy, that's beautiful. Okay, so I'm wiping back some of it. You wouldn't have to do that, but oh my gosh, I think this one's pretty. Okay, new favorite. I can see blending those two together. Actually, I'm gonna pretty cool. I'm thinking of butterflies for whatever reason. I'm just thinking that would be really cool. And I'm kind of getting inspired. Okay, I'm gonna come over here. This is beside the celery. And this is lilac on apricot. Not seeing it a whole lot. Like hardly at all. So it's right there. So the cactus shows up. The apricot even shows up on the apricot. And the lilac, barely there. Okay. So we've gone through our chameleon waxes so far. And I'm putting each one of those brushes in the water after I'm done with it. Closing these guys up. I hope you guys all had a wonderful Christmas. And I know I'm looking forward to a happy and healthy new year. Okay, so now let's talk about gilding waxes. This is zinc, bronze, copper, silver, black, and gold. Okay, again, I could use my fingers on these if I wanted to. That's my favorite way to apply gilding waxes. But because I'm doing all these different colors, I don't want to muddy it up. Okay, this is gorgeous. Isn't that beautiful in there? We're going to be comparing the differences too between the Gemstone Mousse, which this is golden gem, and just kind of compare the difference between the waxes and the mousse and talk a little bit about the differences. Okay, so I'm going to kind of just go along and do what I did with the Chameleon waxes. So I'm going to put the screen down again and just kind of do them one at a time on all of the colors again. So again, we're putting gold gilding wax on the sea glass, and immediately that brings out the details in this molding. That's the charm of gilding wax. So I think you can see that immediately. We will wipe it back a little bit because then that stays in the detailed areas. So a lot of people ask too what glazes are all about. You know, when you have detailed stuff, glazes tend to go down into the low areas of your detail, and waxes are really kind of meant to highlight the top. So I think this looks really rich on top, or beside this lilac, and even to do it on top of there, I think that looks amazing. I don't want to go too crazy mixing them up, but already I can see now a favorite combination. This is really inspiring me right now to, I've got a furniture piece now already just kind of going around in my head. So that's how it happens. Okay. I'm going to come over here. And boy, this gold looks beautiful on the apricot. See, instead of saying it both ways, now I just say it a different way every time. How's that working out for you? This is pretty intense. You know, this is really good color. So you want to go sparingly with that. Yeah, it looks really good. And again, I think these colors are going to be a little bit better to use on top of some of these other colors. So forgive me while I play a little bit. Oh, and we didn't do the, again, this is gold gilding wax, and we'll do that here on the fluff. And again, that looks pretty rich, I think. Looks really nice. Wow, that looks good with the cactus. It brings out those other colors when you put it on top of them. So, okay, and I'm just gonna kind of do that across those. Okay, so that is gold. All right, and my lid. Okay, Okay, I'm not going to put these on too tight because I do want to show you a few other tricks after we get done with the wood. I want to show you, I brought some hardware too. Okay, so this one is called Zinc. And I'm just going to, I guess I'll go over here. Wow, that's a dark, make sure you can see it. It's a dark metal. Not quite, it's like in between silver and black. Okay. Wow, this one smells good too. Again, wipe back a little bit. Leaving some of my paper towel on there. Okay, so again, you can see how these things change based on the paint that's underneath them. So you can get all these different effects just by using them on different paint colors. That's the zinc. That's pretty cool. I don't want to run out of room on this board. Okay, I like the zinc on the caviar too. I'm just loving this caviar. Okay. Let's do a little more zinc on the apricot. I'm going to do it right beside the gold. Okay, so I'm not used to using gilding waxes with a brush. I think it's different for whatever effect you're going for. I don't want to get it on my hands yet, but I do want to show you when I'm all done. I will go back because I want to show you what the difference is when you just use your finger. The difference that it makes when you're using a brush. So, okay. Next, bronze. And that is pretty. Ooh, that's really soft. And don't be alarmed. These are different consistencies. So they're all gonna behave a little differently. Like some will be thicker and that's okay. But in general, the waxes, you can flip them upside down. They're certainly not gonna run out. Okay, I love the bronze, and I think it looks really pretty on this sea glass too. It's kind of a regal color. All right, let's see what happens on the caviar. I like it. I like it a lot. I really like it next to the zinc too. Again, these are colors I feel maybe could be blended. Loving that. Okay, let's move on down here to the fluff. I don't run out of board. I think the bronze is really pretty because it has sort of a brownish tone to it, like a brownish gold. It's very pretty. And then on the apricot. I always have to touch it so that I can see what you're seeing in the screen. Okay, it's kind of pretty. All right, so we've done the bronze now on all of the colors. And I'll definitely take some good pictures of all of these so that you can review them and see them. Okay, this is really pretty. This is copper. And I have a feeling this is going to be pretty on all of these colors. I'm going to move down to this end and put the copper beside the zinc. Wow, that is really pretty. So obviously pennies are made from copper. And I think some quarters were made from zinc. I don't know. I know that some of them are sterling, but I think they made some with zinc. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wow, that's really pretty. I like that. All right, let's see what it looks like on fluff. Okay. The copper is pretty. I like that, and I can see it blended into the bronze. Okay, let's come on down here. Again, we're putting copper now on caviar. Oh, caviar is the winner for all of them for me tonight. I just really like the way that looks on all of them. And I wish you could smell it. I have the feeling that this copper is going to look really super pretty on this apricot. And I think I'm right. Yeah, that's kind of a nice look there. Okay, next is silver. Okay. Pretty. I'm trying to think if I used this one yet. No, I used the gemstone and the silver. We had so many things released all at once that kind of hard to keep everything straight. So had a lot going on when everything came out. So now I'm getting to play. Okay, that's really pretty. I like that silver very much. So you see the difference between the chameleon waxes. The chameleon waxes really just give a little shimmer, suggest a color, but these are definitely bold statements, and they're really nice to use on hardware or on accent pieces, like on raised areas of your furniture. Very pretty. Okay, again, I think it'll look pretty on the fluff as well. And it does. Those are so pretty. You seeing that? What's your favorite so far? Okay, I'm coming down here. I don't think I've done anything yet on this side of the cactus. I don't see anything. guess you can't see what I'm doing, can you? Just putting the silver on the apricot. Kind of covers it up. The silver is very intense, as they all are. All right, we're getting there. Okay, and the last one is black. So I don't know if this is a metallic or, ooh, it's very soft. All right, let's see. We last used silver. Now we have a regular black wax in our line. And I always recommend that you use clear wax before you use it. This is kind of different. It's a little paler than the other because I just painted this today. So I didn't use any clear wax or any sealer on it. So this is just straight up on the chalky finish. Okay, let's see what happens when we put it on fluff. Okay, that's kind of like gray. Kind of makes it gray. Okay, and then this isn't going to do a whole lot here, black on black. Yeah, you really can't see it. So it's not metallic, it doesn't shimmer, it's just a black color. And I think I have a splinter. Okay, let's try the black on the apricot. I'll put this so you can see it. Okay. Here we are. To be honest, I don't hate it because it kind of comes out like a gray, but I don't love it either because I'm thinking, why not just use, regular black wax because it's not metallic. So questions. These are questions. So I don't have a lot of room on my my fluff to caviar board, but I have lots of room on my sea glass board and my apricot board. So I am now going to use the Gemstone Mousses. What's the plural of mousse? Is so I don't know. That's a good question. So, now, boy, I'll show you this. Oh, you can see it, but this would probably spill out if I let it. It's a lot runnier. It's a lot thinner. It's more like a paint, and it's going to give you more of a solid consistency. So I have used this on some jewelry, and I really like it. So I'm going to put the screen down here and use this end here. So you can see it's thick, but it's a lot different than the waxes. It's more of a paint. So it's definitely going to give you more bang for your buck as far as a metallic color, if that's what you're looking for. And you can leave it solid like that, or you can wipe it back again if you like. Okay. This one isn't going to look a whole lot different on different colors. I mean, it's just a very opaque color, so it's just kind of going to look the same on all of these boards. Did I do both? Okay. All right, so that is what the mousse is like. Now, I brought home some hardware. This is these are back plates that were from a kitchen that I did. So this is just what it looked like. It was like a wheat pattern. So you can use this, like I'm kind of like dry brushing right now, and you can see it's just kind of picking up on the frame and the details in there. You could go heavy like this, like I did here, but I think just doing this dry brush is really just highlighting those details. And you can paint hardware with this stuff. Knobs, whatever, handles, and it makes a world of difference. So I really like the way that one looks. And again, you could use your fingertip with this, but it's kind of be the same effect with this as the dry brushing. And then you can paint your hand too. So I think that looks pretty cool. Okay, put that aside. All right, and then next up, I'm going to pull the Gemstone Mousse in the garnet. And again, you can see this is real, it's a lot runnier. And I would probably recommend that you, because you can see it kind of separates a little bit. Maybe you can see that it kind of, it might benefit from a star. So I don't have any popsicle sticks or anything. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and use another one of these. I'll put a little bit on the wood. And since this is a color, and you can see this is a thinner consistency than the silver. Okay, and this one you can definitely wipe back. It's sort of behaving more like a glaze. And you know what? Maybe I don't have it stirred up enough. I'm going to come beside here. Yeah, it's little, it needs a stir. So you can see right here beside, it's definitely a lot brighter. Definitely looks different on the apricot. Don't necessarily like it. I'm going to come down here and put a little bit on the fluff here. It's kind of pretty. You can see it kind of going into that copper. I mean, copper's down here, but it's kind of pretty. Okay. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this piece of hardware that I did with the silver, and just kind of dry brush it. You can paint it solid if you like. and change the whole look of it that way. Again, that was Gemstone Mousse in Garnet. I used those before on some Christmas ornaments, I believe. Okay, so far we've done silver and garnet. Okay, I'm going to pull this color out, which is called Amber, and I've never used this one before. Really pretty. And let's see. I'm going to try to mix that a little bit with my brush. And the amber is kind of similar to the copper wax, but it's brighter. So I don't have much room left here on the caviar, but I just put a little bit down here so you can see it. Okay. Then I'm gonna do a little down here on the fluff. Again, it really looks kind of close to the copper, but a little more intense. This one, again, these behave more like a paint than they do the waxes, because the waxes are already dry. This is going to take a little while to dry. I really, I think I'll enjoy using these with jewelry making, because I like to do the molds and I like to make it look like the metals. I was going to do a little piece of hardware with that one. I'm going to put my brush away already, but you get the gist. Okay, and then I saved the gold for last because I just love it. And then I'm going to do kind of a side-by-side comparison with the gold gemstone mousse and the gold wax, the gold gilding wax. So, because this is kind of waxy to me. It's a different consistency. To me, it's very much like the wax. So, ran out of room on this one. So we'll come down here. Yeah, this to me is kind of a lot like the wax. You use your finger. It looks similar, but it's a little more intense. Here's the gold in the wax, the gilding wax. It's a little more shimmery, and this is the gemstone mousse, which is a little more intense to me. Very similar. It's just all in what format you like. I have no more room left on that one, and I'm just going to put some on here. And the gemstone is water-based, and the waxes are not. They're an oil-based. Okay, so that's the difference on the apricot. There's the gold. Okay, so we've done all the wood, and I'm just going to take a couple pieces here and do a little half by half, half and half comparison. And I am going to use my fingertips on this, and I'm just going to kind of go over the high points on this. Okay, and that's what it looks like with the gemstone mousse in the gold. Golden gem is what the name of that is. And then there's the gilding wax. Now I'm going to use my other finger just because I don't want to mix them up. But again, that's just kind of on my fingertip there. Waxy consistency. Very similar results, if you ask me. I think the daylight might give us a little more indication. I really like the Gemstone Mousse. I kind of like the way that applied. Okay, so while I still have the gold out, I brought a wooden piece home. Okay, now this is the wax. Yeah. I'm gonna get confused here. Golden gem. Okay. So that's what the wax looks like on the wood. And what a difference. It really, you could take old hardware, you could take old wooden knobs and totally update them in a matter of seconds. This just makes such a difference. And of course you can buff it, with your rag. You can add a second coat, but I think that looks fantastic. Okay, and then I also brought a metal, like an iron kind of knob, and the same thing. You can let a little bit of it shine. Is very textured, or just cover the whole thing up like I am. So naturally you'd cover the entire knob, and no longer does it look like the old hardware that it was. Gold's a big deal, big thing in decor nowadays to have gold hardware, and also the gold on legs of furniture and everything. So that's an easy way to do it. So I hope you'll consider picking these up. Now, what you can do is I will put a link in the description box for this video. I'm really terrible about putting the links in on my live videos, but I will do it so that you guys can take advantage of these products. That's my affiliate link that I'll be putting in. And the affiliate link is, if you haven't heard of affiliate marketing, so what that is you're ordering from Dixie Belle directly. You're not ordering it from me, but you're using my affiliate link, which means it doesn't cost you any more, but I get a little kickback because I sent you there. So if you use that, I sure do appreciate it. And also, I appreciate you watching tonight. And I will take pictures of these and post them on my social media, which again is La Vintage Decor on Instagram, and we're La Vintage Decor Altoona on Facebook. And I hope that you got a lot out of tonight. I know one thing for sure. My very favorite is using the Chameleon waxes on the caviar. I absolutely love the way that turned out, and it has inspired me to see what that would look like on the details of some furniture. So be on the lookout. All right. Well, thank you so much. You have a wonderful evening, and please stay safe. And I will talk to you soon. Night night.